Welcome back to
Hello,
another PS
everybody.
episode.
Hello. We missed
Hello.
you.
Yes, as always, as we do. So this topic, I feel like everybody can relate to. I mean, I feel like everybody can relate to a lot of our topics, but this one in particular, I feel like is relevant to so many walks of life. And what we are going to talk about is how we continue to / how we just all around show up when we don't want to.
Yes.
Sorry, I had to burp. I mean, I'm just being honest.
Ellipses. Yes. How to show up when we don't fucking feel like it.
Mhm.
And that could look like anything, right? Like showing up for work, showing up for your family, showing up for yourself, most importantly for yourself. Steph, when has been a time where you didn't feel like showing up?
I mean, I feel like that happens
Today.
pretty often. No, I mean,
Right
if
now.
I'm being 100% honest, there are days that I wake up and I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to show up for other people when I feel the way I do right now. Right.
Mhm.
Because that is part of our job, is it showing up for other people. It's being an active listener for other people. It's being a safe place for other people. And if I wake up and I'm drowning in my own bullshit or drowning in whatever, or if I'm physically not feeling well, right, it feels
Mhm.
very hard to want to show up. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And do I want to wake up every day early to bring my son to school? No. Do I have to? Yes. Right? Like that's just a
Yes.
given. I have to bring him to school. I think in all honesty, last year, virtual school, it was real hard to show up every day.
Oh, amen.
It was real fucking hard to show up every day.
Amen. It was difficult.
I never want to experience that again in my life.
I don't ever want to fucking go through that again. Hey, here's the thing. If we have to, we'll fucking do it, right? Like, so
Yes.
This is not one of those like
Oh,
get
God,
the kids
no.
need school. Like,
No.
no, whatever. Like, fucking. No,
It's just not pleasant. It's stressful.
No. Oh my God. I'm not a teacher.
No.
I'm not a teacher to children. Let's be honest. I teach adult skills, right? But I'm not a teacher to children.
I'm not a math teacher.
Oh my God, no. I'm like, use your fucking hands.
I'm like,
1, 2, 3, 4.
I do the same thing, but they got him counting. He's like, no, put up 8. And I was like, okay. He's like, no, you go like this. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know how you're being taught.
So he was like, 1, 2,
Yes.
3. I'm like, you fucking, what are you doing? It's wild to me. I'm like 4 plus 4.
I'm like, if you have 5 and you take away 2, how many do you have?
Literally, you have 5 M&Ms. I eat 2. How many are left? Why would you do that, Mom? I'm like, oh.
It's the worst. But yes, we would do it because we do, right?
I think the difference between showing up is you have to frame it in your head as there is no other choice.
Yes.
Think about when you were in grad school.
Mm-hmm.
What did that look like?
Oh my God.
What did those days look like?
Literally, because I used to commute from Kenosha all the way down to Chicago, and I would take the train, and it would be 12 to 14 hour days. And sometimes my parents would pick me up from the train station because it was just so early in the morning. I didn't want to drive. And I remember being in the car with my mom and just sitting there crying. And she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I want to quit. I don't want to do this. This is too much. And she's like, are you really sure that you want to quit? I'm like, I don't know, but I'm really overwhelmed. Clearly I did not quit, but that was like college on fucking roids, where it was just like, this is not that college undergrad wasn't an experience and like something to be taken seriously, but like this was grad school. This was like to boost my whole life. Right. So the pressure I put on myself and the pressure that school has in general, it was a lot. It was a lot.
It is. I think every stage in our life builds us for what's coming, whether or not you're going to continue with school or continue with your career path, or it doesn't really matter. Every stage of your life is a building block for the next, right? So being able to sit, like kids going to school now, do they need to be there 7 hours? No, we found that out through virtual school. They don't need to be there 7 hours. However, there is that social emotional time that they need to be able to figure out how to behave or be a decent human being. So that prepares you for middle school. Middle school prepares you for high school. High school prepares you for college. College prepares you blah, 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 blah. It all of those building blocks and those stepping stones. So is there a way then that we take and frame in our mind of this hardship, this burden, this struggle that I am going through? How do I now flip that in my mind? And not necessarily flip, but how do I frame that in my mind that this is a stepping stone, this is a domino to the next stage, this is a blessing, like that saying that my mom loves to throw around of like, if he brought you to it, he'll bring you through it. Like, okay, Kathleen, all right. But also, like, the universe is giving you what, and like, don't get me wrong, like I believe in that statement. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, all right, mom, but like, I believe in the statement, right? But I also believe that the universe is preparing you for that next stage, the next like level up. I think the important thing to do with yourself when you are faced with a struggle or a burden or a really difficult moment in time is how or what is the silver lining in this moment? Like, how do I frame this to be a moment of growth versus a moment of weakness? Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And I feel like this morning was a prime example for you pushing through when you didn't want to. Like the first Marco you sent me, you were basically like sleeping. You were like, I'm really tired and I'm not going to make any promises. And then the second one, you're like, I just got done working out. And I was like, fuck yes. Like you fucking showed up, whether or not you put in 110% effort, you fucking showed up and you did it because you knew you were going to feel better.
Yes. Yes. I often frame those things in my mind that I know make me feel better, like working out. I frame them in my mind of non-negotiables. It's not a negotiable. Funny enough, I have to do a 10-minute arm workout. I really need to, I wrote it down and I need to write it down again. ADHD. I'm doing this arm challenge and I literally only have 3 days left and it's 3 classes that I need to do, like to move to the next week. And I don't like fucking stalling. So I need to write them just.
Because then here's the thing, when those things aren't done, it feels weird. You feel off. It throws your day off. Right?
Oh, I absolutely. Yes.
So then it's like a cyclone of like anger and frustration because you didn't follow through on something. Right.
Yes. And my mind immediately goes to self-shame, right? Absolutely. Of like, you fucking did this to yourself. You're the one who didn't get up. You didn't do this, blah, 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 blah. Right. And then it's having to challenge and reflect on that of like, did my body need sleep? Did XYZ come up? Like, and also it's okay to rest in the morning. However, you have to then get it done. You have to, because, and I frame it in my head of I have to, because those are my, like I said, my non-negotiables. They make me feel better no matter how much I might drag my feet to that moment, right? Like I knew I was going to do my stack today, but I was signed up for a live ride and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to do it. Maybe I'll just do it like, you know, I'll just see 15 minutes in what it feels like. It's a 30-minute ride. And I was like, Mario, you don't have to push yourself. You just have to show up.
Yes.
You don't have to get a PR on every fucking ride. You can just also bike and enjoy the music. And I did the whole 30 minutes. I enjoyed it. And then I felt entirely